Can't wait.
Hi, Danny. How are
Hey,
you?
Dan.
All right. So John Lamont once again with some scripts. Uh,
Told you
Adam,
I'd be back.
yeah, Adam said it would be a bit before we got some more.
Of the Rosemary's Baby thingy
Yeah,
that's not Rosemary's
yeah
Baby.
of Adam's Western cabin-based story. We'll call it that.
Well,
Um, and like initially when we were talking, he was like, "Do you want to see the outline, or do you just want me to write the script?" And I'm glad I said, show me the outline, because like I feel like that's just more time efficient.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can have
Um,
like an idea of what you're going
yeah.
for. So,
Yeah. Because otherwise, it's just more time efficient.
Mhm.
Like
There is a version of that outline that's really good. It's also substantially shorter.
sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, honestly, if you just, it's a 4-page outline.
yeah,
If you put an hour into it, you could revise it
yeah.
into a different outline.
Yeah.
But you know,
I mean, it certainly was an entertaining outline.
it was an entertaining outline.
I mean,
It's-
I feel like we're pretty good at making nearly everything entertaining on this stream.
Yeah, but and I noticed this a lot. Diane
Yes.
really loves Joe Bob Briggs,
Yes. I
who,
do.
by the way, will be coming to Dallas
Woohoo!
for Halloween to host a film thing at the Texas Theater.
It's an endurance marathon, 5 films.
And I have a vendor table at that event, so I'm
Yay.
going to be slinging Palace and Guinevere and selling booby prints to the
And,
Joe Bob audience.
and,
And I'll probably end up talking with Joe Bob
and Darcy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like the vendor table closes at 11. It's 5 to 11, 6 hours of fun and selling, and that sounds great to me. But Diane's like, well, sure, but the movie marathon doesn't let out until 7 a.m. I'm like, that's great. The vendor table closes at 11, and I will be going home.
Yeah, because
But-
the actual marathon is 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's 5 movies. Let's go.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's perfect timing. You can, do some vending for 6 hours,
Yeah.
then stay overnight and watch a bunch of shitty movies.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
could. But
Hey,
what I
watching shitty movies is a lot of fun, especially with a group of people.
oh my God, with a group, it is so much fun.
There are a few movies there that I end up going, wow, that's really good. Like that's a well written, well thought out piece.
You mean from Joe Bob's
Yeah,
stuff?
from Joe Bob stuff.
Okay.
And one was Dog Soldiers, which I think I mentioned a while ago to John and whatnot. But then we saw one just a couple of days ago, Mute Witness.
Mute Witness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there was, you could tell there was so much
Love
thought and
love
stuff
into
that
the-
really went into the sequence. And whenever Joe Bob was talking about both of these movies, they were written over 5 years.
Yeah.
There's no substitute for just time and attention.
And I love that he said that this movie, if it was filmed in America or Canada, would cost $10 million. But at the time, the Iron Curtain came down.
It filmed in '93. So.
Yeah, filmed 93. The Iron Curtain went down. Berlin Wall went down. USSR is now Russia. They have all these empty movie sets. If you go to Russia,
and apparently
and
all
film
the actors
you-
which work for state-run agencies
yeah,
were now out of work.
we're all out of work. And so for a $10 million film, they did it for $2 million.
Yeah.
And the thing is that technically it was $1 million, but the other $1 million was things that were not on the invoice.
Oh.
So,
Like bribes?
so a lot of bribes. So a lot of bribes. So which I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
I have heard there's a few places in the world where bribes has to be in your production budget.
Yeah.
And Joe Bob was even talking about that.
Yeah,
He was
it's
like, you for when you're producing movies in these areas, there are certain lines you have to get that sound ridiculous, but you have to get used to saying,
Yeah.
because offering a bribe is itself a crime. So it has to be like, oh, I see. Are there any expenses that your government's going to incur that we could help you out with? You know.
And that's how it is.
Yeah.
And he talks about like how to do the bribe handshake, like
Yeah.
how to stick 100
Yeah.
where your hand is,
Yeah.
where it looks just like a normal thing. That he was like showing the audience how to do
Yeah.
it. It was just like,
Yeah.
really? Joe Bro. So
That's kind of great.
also that he was also talking about another film that we're making, which was
Here in America, we just call them permits.
Yeah.
basically. No, but
Oh,
he
you
was talking
want to
about
do
also,
X, Y, or Z? You just need a permit for that.
Yeah.
Well, he was also talking about behind the scenes of Final Terror, and apparently they tried to make a wet street, and actually, I think this was actually for
That was for Mute Witness.
that's for
you're
new.
talking
Okay,
about,
so
yeah.
what he did is that the
But,
Steadicam.
filming in Moscow.
So they tried to do a wet street in
Yeah.
like basically in winter,
It didn't work.
and it didn't work because then the water turned to ice.
Yeah.
The Steadicam had to actually like go backwards. He slipped, he fell, and then like broke the Steadicam. And so the rest of the thing is basically him on roller skates doing the Steadicam shots. And I'm going like, that is amazing. So,
But yeah, if you get a chance to check it out, Mute Witness, like when you're watching it, you're like, wow,
it's a kitschy.
This is a lot of attention.
It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's a gimmick. But the thing is that he also said that the scriptwriter wrote it and then said like, hey, it would be cheaper if we do it in Russia. You know what? That's a small edit that which I can do.
Yeah.
I can change the location. Absolutely.
There you go.
So, and that's what he did. And I thought that was.
And they had an actress who couldn't speak English, but she was mute, so it didn't matter. the character was mute. So
yeah. So, and then
Stuff
they
like
would
that.
also have to have the trips, but it's also like making the film in Russia as it's the film making, because the film itself is made in Russia, but the thing is it's about making a film in Russia.
Yeah.
So they had a translator there doing all this stuff which they had to do, and all these excellent actors from the Russian stage and screen, which were out of work.
And Alec Guinness.
And Alec Guinness, who was semi-tricked
Yeah.
for a role. Semi-tricked 5 years before.
No, 8
the
years
film.
before.
8 years before the film.
The film was the movie was shot in 1993, except for 15 minutes worth of footage from Alec Guinness, which was shot in 1985.
85. So apparently, what he did is that the scriptwriter said, like, "Hey, my teacher is such a great fan of yours. He said that you were wonderful, and you actually will help student filmmakers a lot if you could do something." And him being on like, well, yeah, I don't want to let my friend down and stuff. Yeah, sure, I'll film something.
The only
for
time
you.
I have available is tomorrow morning. Sounds great.
Sounds great. We'll use the parking lot from
Yeah.
this hotel. And then they couldn't use that, so he had to rent a limousine and go to a different hotel parking lot. And then
he's like, send me the script. At that point, he had no script.
He had no script.
movie.
He just wrote it overnight.
Yeah,
He wrote it overnight.
So,
gave
gumption.
It to, wrote it, gave it to him. He did this thing and like drove the limousine to get him.
Yeah.
And they used the limousine
Yeah.
for the scene as he plays like what is it? The Ripper.
The Ripper.
The Ripper.
Yeah.
And he
No,
just,
the Reaper.
the Reaper.
Yeah.
And he does his scene, waits 8 years, and he's like, I was tricked into doing this film. I'm like, dude, really? I mean, the guy.
It did seem weird because he honored all of Alec Guinness's requests. Like he's not credited in the film.
No, and he doesn't. He's not in any of the promotion.
Yeah, and he's not in any of the promotion,
which is per his contract.
Yeah.
He was just called mystery guest.
Yeah.
So mystery movie guest.
But when you look at him, like that's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I know.
Anyway.
I know. And I thought like that is actually,
how could they write a scene 20 years before they actually film the actual movie?
Yeah.
That's why the movie's interesting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is movies are simultaneously really hard to make and shockingly easy to make.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you'd be surprised what you could do with a big pile of footage in enough time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, John.
Right? Like, I mean, look at Roger Corbett. That was like half of what he
Woohoo,
did
Roger!
was use like offcuts and bad takes somewhere else. Like he reused footage like a champ.
Yeah.
And not only that, he would buy films from other countries and just like re-edit them, put in new scenes.
Yeah, and like he had some licensed Star
and just
Wars.
like release this as a completely different film. So
right,
I mean,
like you don't need to. If it doesn't cost you very much, you don't need to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right. What I heard.
Yeah.
The end of Blade Runner.
Uh-huh.
Where, you know, it's got that depressing ending, like too bad she won't last, and he walks off.
Yeah.
And then they decided to tack on this end where there's a car driving through the mountains, and there's like him doing voiceover that turns out she really didn't have an expiration date, and that was cool. You know, Blade Runner.
Yeah.
All right, what I heard was that's actually Jack Nicholson in the opening scene of The Shining, driving to the hotel, that Kubrick just like said, "Here, you can use this," and they had Harrison Ford do the voiceover on it. But that's Nicholson driving the family to The Shining. Yeah. And the car. Anyway.
That's funny.
All right, John. Which script should we go over first?
It doesn't matter to me. Let Danny pick.
Okay. Well,
Number two.
All right. Cowboys.
I'm assuming there's only two of them.
There are only two of them.
Okay, because like
I mean, I submitted two of them. I don't believe anybody else
did
submitted.
like look at the forum today, and it was like Draco was like,
shit,
which derivative product should I make? And I was like, how about none of them?
Well, wait, yeah, yes, but yeah, Draco's script was from last week. So,
and then there was like a whole bunch of other stuff. I like just dumped like 6 posts in a row, replying to people who had posted recently.
There you go.
I noticed that.
Well, you know, I had stuff to say about all of them. One of which was like a little bit of shock that someone was charging $800 for an EPUB conversion of a comic.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What's
EPUB is.
And then I was slightly confused. Anyone was charging $25 for that, and I was like, "Hold on, I'll do that."
All right, so here we are with
anyways.
Cowboys versus Zombies.
Let's go.
Yeah, who wants to narrate this battle?
Well, I suggest actually sharing it to the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it's going to be all you, buddy.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm cool with that.
There it is. Okay.
All right.
Cool. I don't know why, but after I reinstalled Windows, there's now an extra step. I don't know why there's an extra. There used to be an extra step involved. Usually I just go share and it would be there, but now share just creates an icon of it that I then have to click on. But anyway.
I think this is to prevent people from accidentally sharing all their prawn.
Maybe.
Yeah, that might be something like that. Yeah, you don't want and stuff.
I'm willing to bet it's exactly that.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, or open quote, sensitive information, close quote.
Yeah. All right. Who wants?
All right. Interior, Mineral City Town Hall day. Abrams slams the gavel on the table, quieting the clamoring of the audience. With him on either side of the table is Hemsworth, Martha, Reverend Boone, and an empty chair.
Hell yeah.
Wait, hold on.
It's a ghost thing.
Is Hemsworth, Martha, and Reverend Boone on both sides of the table?
Shouldn't that be like?
So yeah, I should have. Okay, so it's supposed to.
Around the table
center.
from him clockwise is.
He is in the center. There's 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and they're facing the audience.
Okay, that's not what you wrote.
Okay, that's.
Fair enough.
It's a town hall council meeting.
To his left sits Hemsworth and Martha. To his right is Reverend Boone in an empty chair.
Thank you.
Abrams stands commanding the room.
I don't pretend to know what's out in those woods. I'll let the good doctor speak to that. But I do know that it cannot be left to prowl and attack at will. And we certainly cannot let his roam in town. Yeah.
But you wrote his.
Yeah.
I did write his.
Yeah, cannot let his roam into town. There we go.
I will say this is good practice for don't just look at the shape of words, actually read it.
Yeah.
And it's actually made me a better reader of my own work, reading all the stuff aloud and being like real strict about that. Abrams turns to Hemsworth, nodding. Hemsworth leans forward, removing his glasses.
Our best guess at this time is that we're dealing with a rabid mountain lion.
Murmurs and chatter rise up from the crowd. Abrams slams the gavel down, quieting the dull roar.
He knows these woods better than any man alive.
Abrams motions to Tay, sitting in the audience off to the side. Tay stands, holding his hat in hands.
I've seen many strange things. It could be, as you say, the mountain lion. I know where they stay. I take any man willingly to see for ourselves.
We see for ourselves.
We see for ourselves?
Well, we see for ourselves.
We see for ourselves.
That was actually intentional.
Okay.
I'm putting together a posse.
Posse.
I'm looking for 2, maybe 3 volunteers. Good with a shot.
The audience looks around, wondering who will volunteer.
This ain't no conscription to war. It'll be me, the doctor here, and Deputy Harper.
A hand rises in the back as Elias Freeman, late 30s, the town blacksmith and a mountain of a man, stands.
You folks have always been good to me and my family. I'll ride with you, Sheriff.
Another man, Jeb Miller, late 40s, stands.
Callahan's farm was only a few miles from mine. If it came upon my family, I'm with you, Sheriff.
Is the farm a zombie? Is the farm roaming the countryside, eating, like, hungry for brains?
That's awesome.
I mean, it was bullshit like that was basically how Cygnus Imperium happened.
So I think of, like, Baba Yaga's house.
Oh, yes.
Legs.
Chicken Hut, yeah.
Chicken Hut.
We need an Abrams.
Anyone else?
No one responds.
All right. Prepare you things. We ride out at first light tomorrow.
They're about to go on a mission together as a posse, and he's already calling them things.
Prepare you things.
Abrams slams the gavel on the table. Interior Mineral City Tavern night. Lively music plays inside the crowded tavern. Harper plays poker with a few other men as the working girls serve drinks. He holds his cards close to his chest, eyeing the others.
Come on now, kid. You only live once.
Though yours looks to be shorter than you planned, don't it?
Harper glares unamused. One of the working girls places rye whiskey shots before Harper and the players.
Don't you pay mine.
Don't
you pay them. Any mine, deputy.
Darla's right. It'll be easier to take your money off your corpse.
Nah. That rabbit lion ain't going to leave anything in one piece for us to find.
True. So I guess you better go all in.
The men start tapping their fingers on the table. Harper sighs, throwing his cards face down on the table. Interior Mineral City Sheriff's Office night. A single oil lamp burns on the desk. A revolver sits in pieces, each part laid out in exact order. Abrams dabs a cloth in oil, carefully wiping down each part, then laying it back neatly in its place. Abrams glances over to Milo as he lays by the fireplace, head on his paws, but eyes up watching. Abrams grabs a small wooden box from the end of the desk, a hand-loading kit. Abrams measures out powder by eye, filling the brass casings and pressing the bullets in with precision. After each one, he lines them up like a row of soldiers. Milo lifts up his head, cocking to the side, watching. Abrams collects the revolver pieces, sliding them back together as if he'd done this a million times before.
Oh, yeah.
He picks up the bullets, loading them into the cylinder, giving it a good spin. Exterior, use commas, dude. Exterior Mineral City Blacksmith night. The rhythmic slam of the hammer against metal fills the night air. Clara Freeman, early 30s and 6 months pregnant, steps into the shop as Elias continues working.
You coming inside tonight? Excuse me.
I gotta finish this order. I gotta finish that order from Miss Jenkins.
Clara walks up behind him, putting her head on his broad, strong shoulder. Putting her hand on his broad, strong shoulder, I guess.
Yes, it was her hand.
Okay.
It can wait. Come inside and rest.
I don't know how long we might be gone.
Clara smiles reassuringly.
You fret too much, dear husband.
Elias puts his hands on her stomach.
I have many reasons to fret.
I'm not due for several months, and Martha and I could stay at her cottage until you return.
Elias leans over, kissing her on the forehead.
Now come inside and wash up for dinner.
Clara takes Elias' hand, leading. Sorry, let's try this again. Clara takes Elias' hand, leading him inside the house. Yeah, okay, that was just missing possessive.
Yeah.
Interior Mineral City Inn, washroom, night. Hemsworth sits in the metal bathing tub with Mary Beth, leans back against his chest. She reads from a small book, The Lamplighter, by an oil lamp burning beside them.
God bless you, child, said the lamplighter. You've got a kind heart, and you shall never be friendless while I live.
That's good. You said friendless right this time.
Is that the theme of this film, John? Mary Beth smiles.
It's so hard when I say it slow.
Mary Beth pauses, runs her finger down the page to find her place.
Gertie looked up, and the tears came into her eyes. She tried to speak, but could only throw her arms around his neck.
Mary Beth glances back to Hemsworth over her shoulder, mock serious.
Is this the part where I'm supposed to cry on you?
Only if you finish your lesson early.
Mary Beth turns back, digs her back into Hemsworth's chest, continues.
Don't cry, dear, he said. You shall go home with me, and I'll take care of you.
Mary Beth pauses again.
You think he meant that?
I reckon he did, but folks don't always get to keep their promises.
Is that the theme of this film, John?
I don't know what the frick you're talking about, dude.
What a theme is? Mary Beth purses her lips, thinking. She places the book onto the side table. Mary Beth turns around, getting onto her knees, leaning forward to face Hemsworth. Oh, I see. Hemsworth is returned. The water glistening off her bare skin.
Maybe then you shouldn't make any.
Maybe I won't.
Hemsworth leans forward, kissing Mary Beth. Exterior Miller Ranch House night. Jeb stands with his two sons, Joshua, 17, and William, 12, as they aim rifles across the yard, two cans sitting on the fence.
Hell yeah. Remember, squeeze, don't pull.
The boys fire. Joshua's round sends his can sailing, but Williams's misses. William pouts. Jeb walks beside the boy.
It's okay. Reload. Try again.
The boys open the rifles and load another round. William raises the rifle. It's large, heavy. He doesn't quite have the strength for it. Jeb takes Williams's forward hand, shifts it forward.
Move your hand here and widen your stance. Remember, patience is key.
Just then, Jeb's wife exits the house.
Jeb's wife.
Boys,
it's
it's
time for dinner.
Dinner.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You heard your ma, Will. Go on and wash up.
Will heads into the house.
Josh, a second.
The older boy turns.
I'm gone for a couple days. That means you'll be the man of the house.
Yes, sir.
That means no sassing your ma. Help Will and Jenny with their schooling.
Yeah, Pa.
All right, let's go eat.
Jeb throws his arm around Joshua as they head back into the house.
Seems like a
Exterior, Mineral City, Sheriff's Office, dawn. Abrams steps out of the sheriff's office, donning his hat. Gun belt loaded, rifle slung over his shoulder. Milo darts out of the office behind him, ready to go. Abrams slips the rifle into his saddle bag before mounting his horse. Hemsworth, Elias, and Harper trot up on horseback.
Morning, Sheriff.
Dr. Eli, thank you again.
Say no more.
Let's ride.
Abrams whistles to Milo, who barks in reply, and the five take off out of town.
Hell yeah.
Exterior Miller Ranch House day. Jeb kiss his wife on the forehead. He turns to Joshua, putting a strong hand on his shoulder.
I got this, Pa.
I know you do.
Jeb turns to Will and Jenny 8 standing by their mother.
Will, Jenny, you don't give your ma or your brother any trouble while I'm gone.
Jenny shakes her head.
No, Papa, we won't.
Jeb smiles, stroking Jenny's cheek, and tussles Will's hair. Stepping off the porch, Jeb mounts his horse and rides out to Abrams and the others waiting by the gate. Exterior, Tay Redhawk's cabin day. A cabin sits alone in a thick wood, smoking rising from the chimney. I don't know how a verb can do that, but okay. Milo darts ahead of the posse coming into the yard as Lily Redhawk 20s tends herbs in a small garden beside the cabin. Lily smiles seeing Milo approach her. She crouches petting him. Milo circles and wags his tail as she scratches behind his ears.
Where did you come from?
Milo barks, motioning back toward Abrams and his posse approaching. Lily's expression drops. She stares at them with cold, dismissive eyes.
Sicha, Wicha, Caillou, Yukbai, How.
Easy for you to say. Miss Redhawk, we're looking for your father.
We don't need visitors.
Tay emerges from the cabin doorway donning his coat and hat.
Lily, gather my horse.
Lily stares at him.
P. Susha, Mishuka, Caillou, Yukas, Sasa?
No, you did that wrong. Sure, you did it again.
You, okay.
All right.
P. Suga, Mishugana,
That sounds Jewish.
Toka, Yukasasa.
All right.
Tay stares at her. Lily relents, shaking her head, walking around to the back of the cabin.
I apologize, Sheriff. My daughter can be strong-willed.
No harm done, Tay.
Lily returns, riding her own horse and leading Tay's by the reins.
Oh, yeah.
Lila, Tangyana He. Miya, Maka, Kiju, Lia, Tanya, Waka Chukai, Ti, Ya, Kia. I know this land as well as my father.
Hell yeah.
2 trackers are better than 1.
Tay sighs, relenting.
Welcome aboard.
Tay takes the reins of his horse, mounting it. Tay and Lily take the lead with Milo as they ride deeper into the woods.
Okay. We got the posse together.
We're about to do some
They're
shit.
about to ride off and discover evils afoot. And they're in for more than just a mountain lion. And they're going to need a bigger posse. So,
We're going to need a bigger wagon.
yeah. So
They had boats in the 1800s.
they did.
But not in the woods. They're not taking a boat in the woods.
Yeah.
I can't see why not. The woods are a good place to make a boat.
It's a great place to make a boat. But we've got some characters. We have, I'm sure some of them are going to die. I mean, look at Jeb. He's a family man. He's got an expectant mother at home. He shouldn't die. Please don't kill Jeb. We got Abrams. He's taking authority. He's leading his force into danger. He's doing the right thing. We got Tay, who is there to help out. He's got his Native American skills and mystical plot understandings at the ready. So I'm sure that that's going to come in handy. And we've got his strong-willed daughter carrying on. I hope she doesn't die. So I already hope like a couple of these people don't fall immediately to zombie horde, or get speared by the zombie bull. Who knows? And then we got is there anybody else, or is that the posse? We got Hemsworth, right?
Yeah.
We also got Hemsworth.
Hey.
I did say.
And
John keeps doing that. Stop bifurcating your characters, John.
Yeah.
What?
Deprecating.
Bifurcating.
I don't know what that means.
Splitting into two.
What?
That would be bifurcating. Deprecating.
Sure. I guess that's how you pronounce it in America.
Yeah. Well,
Stop
bifurcating.
bifurcating your characters, John.
All right.
I don't even know what you're talking
Bicycle
about.
too?
Anyway, but we got a posse. They got together. I don't know that a lot else happened, but we got the posse together, and they're riding off into the woods. Diane, what do you think?
Well, we're certainly getting them together. I don't think the what is it, the town meeting
Yes.
seemed very chaotic, but it certainly added to, we need to organize everything, got to get this plot together, and they're about to go off and do things. It's running out well. So
Danny Gorney.
Yes, you've created an interesting gang of victims. I mean,
Don't die.
I very much disagree with Preston. I'm looking forward to the scene in which the man with the Native American knowledge gets shot in the head in the middle of an explanation, leaving everyone else confused. Now that's how you do exposition. And so I'm very excited to watch some of these assholes die horribly.
How could it be made better, Danny? What do you think?
Well, no one gritted their teeth or had an expression of grim determination.
No.
Yeah.
So I think this is another failure of a script.
Yes.
The
silence was not palpable.
No, not even once. I think Hemsworth could have had a lot more to do. He only showed up in the one scene for a very awkward threesome.
Mm-hmm.
Threesome? Did you read this?
The misspelt character who appeared in the bath scene.
Oh my
god. And I really wish any of that town hall scene involved anyone disagreeing with anything.
yeah, I agree.
Sure, I know I sort of saved the actual comment for last there, but
my thing was that the town hall scene, there's no argument, there's nobody conflicting with each other. The gavel certainly like pounds a lot for everybody kind of agreeing with everything.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
I do think it should be more panic, more like the tension should go up in that scene.
I mean, we don't have a Quint scraping his nails on the chalkboard and talking about sharks.
well, sure, but we also don't have someone saying like, all right, cool, let's call the territorial government. Let's send, the Pony Express over to Washington. Let's like get the army in here.
Yeah.
No one's doing that either.
That's true, and it's not.
But do
Yeah,
people
go
call
ahead.
the army for a
Or
rabid
maybe-
mountain lion?
That
They call the army for random natives. I don't see what the difference is as far as them or the army would be
I
concerned.
mean, it's certainly an opportunity to foreshadow. It's an opportunity to go.
Yeah.
I
like,
think it's a mountain lion. Look at it.
well, I don't think there's a mountain lion. I bet it's natives. We
but
should
maybe,
call
maybe
them.
they've got some rangers they can call. So
Maybe
like,
they're wolves.
do animal
Who are
control.
over here, like my sheep.
Man was torn apart.
Man was torn apart.
Yeah.
My sheep are being torn apart
Yeah.
by wolves. I bet it's wolves. It's not mountain lion. Mountain lions don't do.
And like, where's the bank stooge or like, who's insuring these animals being like, okay, well, we need to go send our own separate investigation team. Let's hire some Pinkertons
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
So-
like, have some people who could be allies or could be enemies depending on how the situation develops. That would build some tension. Who's going to get to the zombies first? Who will survive and what will be left of them? Who will turn into horrifying zombies and walk around on a hut made
Also,
of
it's like nobody's
Like-
seen it. Nobody in this town meeting has seen it. Like at
Or
all?
like no one's just like randomly being an asshole and blaming their neighbor.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you work at a homeowners association.
Yeah.
Rewrite this as if everyone is Karen.
Like everybody is just like
Everybody is Karen.
everybody's a Karen.
Yeah.
Because that's how this stuff should go down. Up until someone bangs the gavel a lot or shoots a gun, is like, listen, you assholes, we're
Yeah.
doing this, or else I'm not going to help you again. Is someone who's very useful. Everyone's like, okay, I am Karen, but I do like the police, so let's say yes.
Mhm.
That's how that scene's supposed to go.
Yeah. I would like.
Oh, where's like the doomsday preacher?
The what?
Well, that would be Quint, kind of, like the guy who's like, listen, you don't understand what you're in for.
No, I mean like literally the religious man.
Okay, yeah, there could be that.
That
Sure.
could be religious. This is
Like
holy
it's a town meeting. Where's the church?
Yeah,
There's a church and all this. Yeah.
What do the whores think?
yeah.
I heard stuff. My friend's been good.
But like, if this is going to kill all their customers, they'd want to go kill the mountain lion too.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much that you can add to the interpersonal relationships of everybody in this town.
And you can do it while building your world and your characters.
Absolutely. Also, the thing is that I'm not entirely sure why we needed to have Mary Beth read everything. I'm not sure what that scene was for.
Yeah.
You can completely take that out, and then it would still streamline getting to the posse together as soon as possible.
It may have been giving us the theme, though.
Is that what it was doing?
I don't know.
No,
I mean,
it had nothing to do-
there is no theme in this, obviously.
All right.
the idea was to give each character in the posse something to do, to develop their character so that the audience knew more about the character and
Which
You did that
like
very
them.
successfully.
You did that.
You
yes.
did that.
Oh,
but
and-
you-
and
That
I
was the
appreciate-
goal. That was the
Well, you
goal
did
of
that.
each one of those scenes. And I was trying to think of something unique for the smart guy, and I'm like, well, what if the smart guy is teaching, somebody how to read?
No, that was really good.
No, I actually do like that scene, but I'm not sure.
But you did recommend cutting it like 60
I know, yeah,
seconds
yes,
ago.
I did. But here's the thing: I like the scene. The problem is that I don't know where it goes within.
Like, we haven't seen Mary Beth have reading be a problem in her life yet.
Yeah,
We never saw this character before, and we'll never see her again.
Well, why we see her at the meeting trying to read the sign and failing, and then just like bitching about her neighbor, and then having the Karen next door be like, "You can't even read, ha ha ha!" I would be an asshole about it.
I mean,
I feel like for a short scene with a bunch of extras that nobody has ever seen before or will ever see again, you're putting a lot of requirements to things that they're supposed to be doing, and I'm like,
all right,
that's
just based on,
I mean, I get having some conflict and having
Yeah.
a few people having differing opinions. That it's all fine and good, but to have every person like explain their entire backstory in a scene where none of these characters mean anything to the overarching story, I feel
Now,
like
you need like two
it's going to
interesting
drag the scene
characters.
down.
Sorry, I mean victims. You need like two interesting victims who then you can send off on random B stories in Act 2 to get killed. And then one other person who's like the other alternative for law and order who's not our police.
but
Again, they're hunting
see
this
something?
thing in the woods
And-
miles away. It's not going to magically show up in town to direct some shit and then magically show up back. The instruction was there's one magical creature in here. There's not a horde of zombies that are popping up and doing shit. There's one thing. They're going out. They're going to go hunt it. That's what we're doing.
okay.
sure.
So it's not
I'm
going to show up in
feeling-
town and randomly wreck some shit and eat some people. It's going to be in the woods. The Pinkerton idea is a good idea if we're going to put in another group that has to go in there to be a foil, and we can introduce a group of a-holes that we can't wait to see get eaten in between our characters that we're supposed to like
Like
and
Twister.
not want to see get eaten.
Like,
I mean-
like Twister.
Yes,
There-
I mean,
there
I was actually
group of
when
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Twister is a perfect example of that. Where
Carry
yes,
on.
yeah,
Carrie Ells.
yeah.
I was also going to suggest, depending on if you want to use the town again, which of course you do, so you can get a full day of filming in there. Like maybe someone wants to like build walls around it so there can be some fight in the town later, and then that's someone who doesn't have to go join the posse.
From a just general 10,000 feet looking down screenwriting approach. Generally, I don't know that we need to invest the audience in a character that we're not going to see again. So it's cool that she can't read, but if we're never going to see her again, I would tend to say, well, why don't we just have him talk to other people in the posse or something, and then we're giving more screen time to the people who are going to die, and then we're going to end up caring more about them.
Okay, I'm gonna give an example. I don't know
So-
if you've seen a Western called like Where the Women Were, I believe that's what it's called. But there's an entire town scene where they gather up all the women who want to go basically west to the frontier to become brides, basically mail order brides to a town full of just men. And the thing is that entire town scene is kind of one of the most interesting scenes in that film. You meet every single character that is important to the film, those who died, those who survived, there. And there's a scene where they said, like, so we're going to form a posse. And it's like, who can shoot a gun? Who can do this? Who can do that? And they start like picking out the women who can do that, who can ride a horse, and all this. So you know, like, who is going to possibly survive, who are not. And they even go to the point where they give the women who supposedly know how to shoot a gun and says, shoot it, let me see how you do. And they'll shoot like between the eyes of the mayor's poster, and one of them misses and the other one gets the shot. So they at least know a little bit of that. So you could actually almost introduce every character in the posse in that scene and basically streamline it where that's the posse, like these people right here.
That point of the so
Okay, but yeah,
No, I understand you're
I
giving
understand.
screen time to the people
I
to do
understand
different
that.
things.
But
what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to establish who these people are in their life. Who are they? What are they fighting for? What do they have to go back home to? And you guys are fixated on the scene where he's teaching her to read. We have the scene with Jeb with his wife and 2 kids who we'll probably never see again. We've got the deputy playing poker with 2 dudes who we'll never see again. Like, there's a lot of characters in these scenes that we're never going to see again. I don't know why I mean, that's just one of them. I was trying to do something different. I didn't want everybody just sitting around in the bar playing poker. You know, I wanted to do something different for everybody.
Okay.
You know, that was the idea. I mean,
You succeeded at that. We were just talking about ways to like make this better, sort of tie the world together and all that. So that's not what you want.
I don't know. You all seem to be fixated on one of these 4 scenes.
I just want to see somebody motivated by spite.
I'm just saying, now that you mention it, I mean,
do you want me to help sell this to your producer? Hey, Preston.
Yeah.
There's this film that you may have seen featuring an actor that I'm pretty sure you're kind of familiar with called The Mist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically all people in a dark room bitching at each other and hating their neighbors. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Also, TJ's really good in it.
Yeah. Avery saw it. I think we all agree, like, the ending was like, oh, really? But anyway.
Yeah.
That's fair, but like the character dynamics are really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just like they develop their own little gangs and stuff. and it's just people in a room mostly yelling at each other, which is relatively cheap.
All right. Here's what I'll say. If we ended up getting pressed for time, or we ended up getting pressed for money or whatever, I would say really we don't need any of the character development scenes on. We don't need the guy playing poker. We don't need, it's cool that Jeb has a family and stuff. I kind of like them. It does that scene does relay to me that, Jeb's got a family at home and we don't want to see him get killed, and that's cool. Although there are other ways to relay that. But those scenes potentially could be cut. Like, they're not plot vital.
But
Totally. But like, you keep them in the script, you maybe film them anyways to set stuff up and then pay it off. And then when your budget inevitably runs out, you cut them.
Yeah.
But the thing is also that you could say that all this stuff in the town hall. That's all I'm saying. You could stick all these characters in there and put them in there. Like, I got a wife, I got kids, I need to protect them.
Yeah.
Like my little girl, is like, she's innocent of all this. And if there's something out there trying to kill my son, my child,
yeah,
I'm gonna go out there and kill that thing. Whether it's a mountain lion, whether it's wolves, whether it's like Indians, I don't care. But the thing is that I came here to give them a good life, and I'm gonna damn well do it. So I mean, like, that says everything right there. The woman who actually doesn't know how to read, she can try to read the sign. Someone mocks her and goes, "Hey, shut up, slow down, sound it out."
Yeah.
There she goes, friendless, and she could read the sign, and it goes like that's good. So, and that adds character. That it's still in the scene.
Yeah.
But also the thing is that you're doing all these scenes with all these separate things, which is nice for character development. But it's also like, these are all different places. They're all different locations.
They're all actors you got to hire that you
and
see
all
again.
actors you got to hire. And the thing is that gets expensive, because what are you going to do? You're going to turn around a room 7 times to do each scene? So I don't know. So or again, you could stick it all in one place where all the people who are in the city, who apparently may or may not know each other, and you could still give them character development, all of the scenes that you did, and you could say it all in line, in dialogue.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at Project Delta.
Well, Preston, how would you improve this story?
Well, generally, I would think that if we cut the character development scenes and really turned it into dialogue between the characters that we're going to spend more screen time with, I think the movie improves and gets cheaper.
That's a kind of improvement. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not just getting cheaper, but just generally,
it's
streamlined. You're definitely wearing producer hat right now.
Yeah, but generally, I want to see people that I need to care about on the screen. And if the people that I need to care about are on the screen interacting with each other, that's better than them separately interacting with people we won't see again.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I understand the logic of like character intros, and here's the character in their natural environment, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, I don't know, if it were me, I tend to not, but that's me. Let's see. Like Alien. We don't really tend to spend time with those characters.
But we know all of their backstories despite that.
Yeah, like,
so
they're always interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Here is, okay. We are starting on page 27. John, you want to tell us what happened on 1 through 26?
So main character, Marcus, released from prison, hired by the FBI.
So good.
After his first day, where he wasn't really jiving with a lot of people. Went to go visit his sister in the hospital. And then as he's visiting with her, she kind of falls asleep. And then the scene starts.
Interior St. Vincent's Children's Hospital, April's room, night in the corner of Marcus's eye. Red text on April's oximeter begins flashing. The IV pump misses a beat, then stops. Angle, oximeter screen, order validation timeout, server offline, reverse. Marcus stands, heading to the, I've never seen you use a reverse before. Look at that. New stuff. Marcus stands, heading the door. When the shrill of alarm calls down the hallway, nurse's station. Marcus enters the nurse's station where nurses bustle about, running every which way in a panic. We need a nurse.
He's scouting. Get me a crash cart.
Good.
You're nurse too.
Call the doctor.
A nurse runs by Marcus and he grabs her arm.
Nurse, I think something's wrong with my sister's equipment.
Is she still breathing?
On the on script. Yeah, I think so.
Yell if she stops.
The nurse pulls herself free, running into another room. Marcus spins around. All the hospital staff, even orderlies and janitors, stand with patients performing CPR. Interior St. Vincent's Children's Hospital nurses station, night. Marcus glances around the nurses station, sees coding streaming across the nurses monitor. So sees codes streaming across the nurse's monitor.
Shit.
Marcus hops the counter, pulling out his cell phone. As he rolls up to the terminal, he dials a number from memory, presses speaker, and drops the phone beside him. Angle keyboard. Marcus types Control-Alt-T. Angle monitor. A terminal window appears. Marcus types connect to host 1032.14.1. NetScan subnet 1032.14. Flags equals infected external. Angle cell phone. Will answers the phone.
Marcus, are you
Marcus.
still?
Okay.
Are you still at the hospital?
Angle Marcus. Marcus types furiously.
Yeah, it's Golden Arrow. I need a sandbox IP.
Shit, dude. I gotta call Moses.
We don't have time.
Oh no! The line remains silent. Marcus glances over to see if they got disconnected, but the call time counter ticks up. Angle monitor process name equals Golden Arrow 022 bin mid-serve core DLL echo intrusion signature found. Isolate process Golden Arrow 032 bin mid-serve core DLL sandbox temp quarantine 2%. Nurse's station. A security officer rushes down the hallway past Marcus. He stops, turning back.
You! Who the hell are you?
Will, I need that IP address.
Step away from the desk.
Dude, I'm working.
The security guard grabs his radio.
Dispatch code gray. Oncological floor. Nurses station 3. Male subject. Unauthorized access to computer. Non-compliant.
Copy that. Code gray. Oncology floor. Armed unit responding.
Angle monitor quarantine 24%. Nurse's station. Marcus turns to the phone sitting beside him.
Will.
What the devil are you on about, kid? Are you accessing an unauthorized device?
I will not repeat myself.
Marcus pulls his FBI badge and throws it at the security officer.
I'm with the FBI. Now shut up and let me do my job.
Kid, I'm not giving you shit until you tell me.
It's Golden Arrow. Do you want it or not? Otherwise, I'm going to nuke the damn thing.
Angle monitor quarantine 49%. Nurse's station. Unarmed security guard bursts through the stairwell and races down the hallway.
Moses.
I'm opening a port now.
Angle monitor quarantine 63%. Moses OS 20. Oh, I'm not Moses.
204 91 77 22 port 458.
It occurs to me that I really don't understand what ports do, but
The port that you connect to virtually.
So every network has an IP address, and then every device that connects to that network gets no ports
Gets like
are
a
how you
range of
connect
stuff.
to the
Ports are
network
usually
outside.
assigned to software.
Yeah.
So usually some software will get a range of ports.
Yes. I don't know what they do, but whatever.
Marcus types.
Nurse's station. The security officer draws his pistol as he and the first security officer circle the counter.
I'm going to count to 3.
Moses, 70%. You touch me and all your patients die. I can fix this. Just back the hell off.
2.
Angle monitor text appears. File golden arrow 00322 sandbox created successfully.
Got you, you son of a bitch.
Marcus types send file TMP quarantine golden arrow 032 22 or 0322 sandbox echo plus sample uploaded to FBI sandbox nurse's station. Marcus smiles.
Receiving sandbox.
I'm purging and rebooting.
1.
The armed security guard nods to the other two, who lunge in, grabbing Marcus, pulling him off the terminal.
Get off.
No, it's get
Get
There we go.
off.
Marcus, nuke the code.
The security officer pins Marcus to the wall, zip tying his hands.
Call the wash commander. Get LAPD on the line.
LAPD needs little periods.
Oh, I
Yes.
laughed it.
Yeah,
That's it.
left it. Suddenly, an alarm sounds from April's room.
No, April, someone get to.
As Marcus struggles, the security guard shoves him into the wall, then down on the counter.
Relax, kid. You're only making this harder on yourself.
Marcus glances up, notices the nurse's terminal. Angle appears. Text appears typed by a remote user. Kill, process, golden arrow, 00322, bin, MedServ core, DLL, restore service from backup, etc. Hospital, MedServ core, back, reboot cluster nodes, MedServ 01, MedServ 02, MedServ 03. A message displays system rebooting. Delta, we need to meet. I'll contact you when you're less tied up. Typing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Typing discontinues, disconnected. Nurse's station.
Yeah, this takes me back to my
You used to be a hacker.
no, I
No.
used to work.
You used
when
to work at a hospital.
No,
No.
I used to type code
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
but
Everyone used to type code.
because
Yeah.
I doesn't necessarily need it anymore.
I hear it's all AI typing code now. I don't
No.
know. Okay. Seconds later, monitors flash. Equipment fires back up, returning to normal. April's room. The red text on the oximeter disappears. The IV pump restarts, normally humming in rhythm with the rest of the equipment. Nurse's station. The security guard officer shoves Marcus, hands still zip tied behind his back, into a chair.
Are you done now?
God damn it. I'm trying to save lives.
The armed security picks up Marcus's ID badge off the floor.
You really think this piece of paper?
I'm a civilian technical consultant with the FBI Cyber Crimes Division.
And you just happened to be here during a cyber attack?
The first security officer notices Marcus's anklet, taps it with his boot.
Is this standard issue for FBI agents these days?
You're both securities.
Yeah,
One
I
and
am.
two, okay.
You'd be surprised.
LAPD is on site.
Let's go!
The security officer grabs Marcus, pulling him by the arm towards the door. Interior, FBI LaFoe, Moses' office, night. Moses sits at his desk, phone to his ear. Scarlet.
Sir, Marcus did nothing wrong. He doesn't deserve this.
The kid broke protocol. He's lucky I'm just letting him sit in holding for the night and not shipping him back to federal.
He's probably saved 100 people tonight.
Good night, Agent Redford.
Blah, blah, blah.
Moses hangs up, dropping the phone on his desk. Exterior, St. Vincent's. I mean, you know, in like all the movies that
Mhm.
I watched growing up, in order to hang up the phone, you had to put it back in the phone cradle.
Yes.
You don't have to do that anymore. You can be dramatic and throw the phone on your desk and do all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
End of
Like-
an era, really. You know,
Yeah, but that's so dramatic.
it is.
Well, you could also like throw the phone, slam it down on the cradle.
You could flush it in the toilet. I
That-
mean,
yeah, yeah.
Two LAPD officers escort Marcus out of hospital, placing him.
Rip the phone out of the wall.
No, you can't do that anymore because the phone is not in the wall.
Well, back then you
Back
could.
then you could, yeah.
Back then you
In
could.
the back of the police car, as they head to the front, one of the officers' phone rings.
Yes, sir. Understood.
He hangs up the phone, turns to his partner.
Desk sergeant says we have to let the kid go.
Why?
I said it came from the higher ups.
He returns to the back opening door.
Get out.
Just one question would be, I think this is LAPD Officer 1, but you didn't put the 1 there.
That's
Marcus
fake.
gets out of the car. The left officer snips the zip tie.
You're free to go.
Marcus rubs his wrists.
Thank you, officer.
The two get into the car and drive off. Marcus turns, notices an electronic bulletin board on a city metro bus as it drives by. Angle bus billboard. The ad flickers. The text appears. Delta, Pershing Square Station, 2 hours. The screen flickers again, returning to the digital ad. Hospital entrance. Marcus smirks to himself. Marcus.
Is that you, God? It's me, Marcus.
Didn't expect a Judy Blume reference, but I got one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Marcus starts walking down the street towards the bus stop. Well, John, I like it. I think there's a fair amount of drama. People's lives are at stake.
Took me back to the 90s.
It's very tense. He's trying to save lives there at the terminal as security's like threatening him, and they're calling officers, and he's being tied up. I mean, look, there's a ton of
people yelling at him over the phone.
yeah.
So it's just like,
There's 9 pages of conflict and stakes. And creepy guy who wants to connect with him that seems to
You're tied up.
tied up.
It's like, how do you know that?
How did he know that bus was driving right by? I don't know, but he knows a lot of shit, and
Yeah.
he's super powerful. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. It feels fairly authentic to a hacker doing hacker shit. You know,
It takes me back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Back when I had to work on
yeah.
trying to break codes on my computer.
So I think good job. If I had to say one movie was better than the other, I think the hacker pages were stronger than the zombie pages, because the action of like every page was action.
Yeah.
And everything had tension and stakes.
Mhm.
And that's awesome. Well done.
Yeah.
Diane.
I agree. I actually like this a great deal better than your previous one. Everybody is like you're caring for him. He knows that he is on working on this. They are misunderstanding. He could get shot because he was not complying, and yet he still is trying to save people. But there's also another guy trying to hack in as well and trying to destroy people, while the security guys, not knowing what they're going to do, is trying to stop him. And then you have people yelling at him from the FBI saying like, well, he shouldn't be on a computer. I'm like, well, you know what? You're going to lose either way. This poor man. So I felt bad.
Yeah.
It's like, he can't go on a computer, but he has to save lives. Another guy's a terrorist, basically, cyber terrorist, is trying to like do shit. And then he has like security on his tail. I mean, like, damn. It's like all 4 fronts. Plus Scarlett's trying to defend him and nobody's listening to her. So I like it.
Danny.
I do like that the scene actually has some tension that involves Marcus, which is really good. I really like the bit where he actually got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And then the spoopy bit on the computer with the computer man talking to him. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
and it was a fine scene.
Yes. How could it be made better, Danny?
Well, we basically saw the entire same scene, plus like a little bit at the end, moving us on to the next scene. So I don't know if I have a lot to add here, because John kind of implemented the notes from last time. There's an argument to be made that none of the Scarlet and Moses stuff is necessary in the cutaway. So yeah, that sort of slowed it down and did not build their characters or particularly advance very much. So it wasn't really necessary. But that was about it.
Could you add Scarlet in the end, trying to say like, "Hey, he saved people"? Because that was a good line. So, but then and then everybody's like, "Well, he's not supposed to be doing that." And I don't know. I had no problem with her end lines. So, but was it? Yeah, it could be argued if she needed to be in the scene. But I like her at the end of the scene. I think she's strongest there. So.
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was nice.
I don't really have a lot to say.
I don't have a lot to
how it could
say.
be made better. Yeah.
Yeah, just going on Danny's point, saying that does she needs to be in the scene itself, yelling on the other phone. I mean, you probably don't, but it certainly adds more because it's now just another side of tension being added to it, another conflict added to it. Maybe it's too much. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I like her ending line, so I think that was good.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway,
because she's the only one out of all those conflicts that is defending him, so which I think is important.
Yeah. All right, John. Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else before we wrap up?
I mean, nothing here.
Okay.
Okay, I got one question for you about that, because just because if it's not clear,
Yes.
Okay.
so the person was in the computer that was sending him the message
Yes.
finished what what Marcus was interrupted in doing. So
yes, I did notice that. Yes.
okay, because I think Danny kind of was thinking that the bad guy was in the system, and that's not.
I mean, it could be a bad guy. I did notice that, and I liked it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, like,
well,
it's not
that's
like it's
actually a
good
thing.
guy, but it's more of a potential. I'm setting up an introduction of an ally.
Isn't Marcus like the potential bad guy? Like
Marcus is the main character.
John,
huh?
if that scene actually is important when someone else is finishing it, he should say it out loud. So that way the audience actually knows, because people can't read. Also, computers are complicated. No one's going to try and read that shit. It's going to be a quick cut. Maybe it'll be a close up on the dialogue part of it at the end. Just have someone say some dialogue. Like, what? Who's that helping me? And then Scarlet suddenly knows. Bam! Now you've got some drama.
Okay. Now, if he notices, but the audience misses it, when he meets the ally in the next scene, which is what I'm setting up, if he could just tell that person directly when he sees them, thank you for finishing the code. And that would also solve that problem too.
Yes.
Okay. Because the dude just got arrested and is having his face slammed into a table when he notices the person finishing the code. So I don't know if that's the right time for him to be like, oh, look, there's somebody here helping me. But yes, in the next scene, when he goes to meet the ally at the train station, I'll make sure that I put that in there, that he explicitly thanks them for finishing the code, and then that should hopefully tie it back to people that are at least paying that enough attention, or that much. So that was all I had. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you for your work, my good man. You're getting better. Your stories are getting better. We're doing great things.
And don't get too frustrated with us when we give you criticism. I know
Yeah.
you're doing your best. We're just trying to help.
No, I know that.
I mean, look, the thing is, like I said, if we're editing the movie and the movie's 45 minutes, then yeah, we need to include those scenes because I need more runtime.
Yeah.
But
Right.
if I've got 2.5 hours of footage, I needed to cut it down. Those scenes are gone. You know.
That's a fair point, and
Yeah.
I don't know what the runtime's going to be yet because the
Right.
script isn't done.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this right
annoyed,
now.
What
All those scenes
annoyed
of dialogue
me,
will take a lot less time to shoot than anything with more action.
Yeah.
what struck me and annoyed me was that I wrote 4 scenes focusing on each individual character doing something the night before, and y'all were and every scene was almost identical, but y'all were
I would say
fixated
they
on
weren't.
one.
I would say they're
Well,
symmetric.
There's
But they
yes,
weren't
they're not identical. No,
Yeah.
no, you are correct. They are symmetric.
Yeah.
The purpose of each scene was to focus on one character in their natural element, and y'all fixated on one of them, ignoring the other 3. And every problem that you had with that one scene you were fixated on could also be said about the other 3, and
Yeah.
yet y'all completely ignored the other 3 like they were fine. And that's what confused me, because y'all got fixated on the one and not the others. And I'm like,
if we're watching Tombstone, okay, the conflict of Tombstone is really about Wyatt Earp and his crew versus the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So really, I don't know that we necessarily need the opening poker game scene of Doc Holliday, where Doc Holliday kills the dude, and he and his girlfriend loot the casino and walk out.
right.
But it's a cool fucking scene, right?
It's a great scene.
It must be a peach of a hand.
It completely introduces the character.
Yeah.
But really, can you remove that scene and then have the film the way it is? I'm like, actually, yes.
Yeah.
You can. You could. But then you don't like Doc Holliday because the way that he introduces himself to Wyatt, it's just like, we're old friends.
Yeah.
How are you friends? And it's just like, Wyatt is this way, but then Doc Holliday is this way. We see how Doc Holliday is, but then we see Wyatt's very straight and narrow, very, very, very like, I'm not a cop anymore. I'm not a sheriff anymore. Quit. I'm retired.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to make money. That's all I'm trying to do. Well, and then.
So if I would just say, emotionally, we've come up in families, and when we got Jeb and he's talking about to his kids and stuff, it reminisces of what it's like to be in a family, and we're seeing Jeb as a good dad, and we're like, he's a swell guy, and I'm a poker player, so scenes where we got a poker game, it wasn't the best poker scene I ever saw. But
it was no Tombstone, but I mean,
yeah, but the scene where he's teaching a woman to read, that's where why am I watching this? I think of the stuff that stood out. But,
yeah. I think it's because that was the last scene of all the 4 scenes.
Yeah.
And then we're just going why are we having these scenes? So other than to introduce the characters. So but then I can't go back to the town hall and going that's a lot of gavel banging for no conflict. And you could really just take all those characters, stick them in there, and have those scenes in there in some form or another as exposition.
Well, if this screenplay turns out to be 125 pages, then I will do just that.
Okay. All right.
But the last draft was only 75.
Okay, fair enough.
So
okay.
As I said, we'll see what happens when we get there.
All right.
Though if I do the Pinkerton scene, that'll actually add some good drama for this Acts 2, and I'm gonna look into that.
Pinkertons on here. Pinkertons are just all slab.
Yeah. You're not wearing a bushel. How lewd.
And what I always thought was that I always wondered if Big Nose Jane, because she circles around the table, she could see everybody else's cards. So I was wondering if
only if they're bad players. But,
the thing is that I always wondered if she actually had
it could be
that she had signals to give him as she wandered around the table.
Yeah.
So, and maybe
But
that's
in that scene, he rolls over with 4 queens. I
kind
mean,
of
like,
like,
it's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. It's just like,
So, but yeah.
oops.
Yeah.
When he goes like, he puts that, he puts the thing, and he goes, oops.
Yeah.
And he starts laughing.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Next week, I will definitely have pages next week. I got
Awesome.
time, and I'm writing, and yeah, so it's cool, comrade. So yeah, next week.
Yay.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Kisses.
Exactly.